Yo guys, welcome back to another Rezero Lost in Memory beginner guide. In this video we're going to be going over the user interface menus and the general layout of the game for those of you that obviously do not speak or read Japanese. Now I did say it in a previous video, but I'm going to recommend right now that you go and download an app called Tap Translator. Now disclaimer here that it doesn't always work. Some of the translations are a bit off the mark to say the least, but it's free and it's one of the very few overlay translators that I've seen that does not charge you to download the Japanese translations. Now if it does crash, I do recommend just going onto the app, switching off the overlay and then switching it back on and then going back into the game, and that usually fixes any errors or problems that I have with it. But that's just the first tip I'm going to give you. Don't worry guys, there are a lot of resources you can use to translate or find your way around the game. I'm just going to give you my tips or this tip and then guide you around the game from what I've seen. We're also going to be demoing the actual overlay, because if you can't see it, it's this little icon right here. Now hopefully it works and it doesn't make me look like a fool. There we go. Yes, it's not exactly pretty, however it does have a different feature. If you hover it over one of the translated areas, it will literally just highlight and translate that box. Now like I said, the translations are not entirely accurate for the most part because it does rely on Google Translate. It does have some other sources as well, but usually the translations are still slightly off, but you do get a general idea of what it's trying to show you. Now as you can see here, I did this intentionally because I wanted to show you what these icons were. Now the top button there says one drawing download. Essentially what that does is that is the bulk download. It allows you to download all of the data for the game, which I won't say drastically decreases your load times between menus, but it will decrease them somewhat if you don't have reliable internet. The second one there is clear cache. I haven't used that. As you can see, it automatically throws itself onto the side there to get out of the way of your gaming experience. It's not designed for games specifically, but I like that it just sort of snaps to the side after a while. Yeah, so the second one there is clear cache. I assume that just clears all of the current data. I don't use that. If I want to clear the data from the game, I do it from the Android storage area and I just clear the data from the game entirely. And then the bottom one is data takeover. Now basically you use that if you're transporting an already existing account onto a new platform, and what that will require, if you bring it up, you'll have to type in your ID and your password from your other account to transfer it over to this one. Anyway, well, that's enough of this menu. Let's actually jump into the game. Oh, I've got the volume up. Let me mute that real quick till I check if the if the game actually has the options off. See, okay, now this is perfect because we've come into the menu. Obviously you could read menu if you can read English. What we have here is a bunch of options. We don't know what they mean, so again, another perfect opportunity to use this overlay translator. Like I said, this is going to take a lot of the work away from having to find translations. Just keep in mind it's not perfect, but if you just have a little bit of common sense, you can actually figure out what it's trying to say to you. And as you can see, it's not exactly over each piece of writing there. It's specifically in order. It will be in order, like whatever it is, it will be in order for a button. So options is the very top one here. And what we want to do, yep, background music is off, so I can turn the audio back on for the game now. Okay, so this perfect place to start off is your options menu. Background music, sound effects and voice sound right there. If you're not sure what the rest of them are, obviously we can just use the translator right here. This is for notification settings. This is for notifications when stamina recovery, arena cut stamina, notifications for acquisition missions. Basically these little tick boxes here are all for notifications. And then obviously there's even a notification for when your once a day free gacha is back up. That's crazy. I never noticed that before. Anyway, we're going to come back out of here. You can fiddle about with these options yourself. Wait, you can change the graphic settings? I did not know that. Let me just double check that and make sure that it is what I think it is. Quality setting, drifting. Okay, so I assume that has to be overall settings, which is fine. but we're going to come back out of here. So yes, now this was the options. This one right here is probably going to be a fan favorite because this allows you to change who you have set on your home screen. Now if I did that too quickly, let me come back. It is this top button right here. Now I currently have mine set to the new Halloween Beatrice that just came out because I love the unit. She has so much support, so much utility. I need to check out her damage. I don't have enough information to actually say whether she does a lot of damage yet or not, but she does have a buttload of ability, so that's helpful. We'll come back to it. Obviously, batch download. Batch download is the downloading all of the data once again. Account takeover again lets you transfer a new account or just save. Sorry, in this menu it allows you to save the current account. So if you haven't set a password for your account, this is where you would go. Number of magic stones, we click on this right here. Actually, this literally just tells you how many magic stones you have, and this is the premium currency, by the way, and I probably will be spending a pretty penny or two on this game. The rest of this information you pretty much don't need to use, and then obviously the bottom one returns you to the tile screen, but I'm not going to do that right now. But let's go back into the gameplay options. We have the mission area. These are your daily missions. I will be doing a separate video to go over what your actual dailies are, but they're right here. So, but I'll cover those in a separate video. Let me just collect these. Oh, I've got. That's the only thing with this free translator I should have mentioned before, so I'm sorry I didn't, is that you will get an occasional pop-up advert every now and again, but it is free, like I said, whereas the others, some of them are charging, you know, $20 and up for the, you know, full ownership, or $7 for the year or something stupid. Right, so what we're going to do is obviously let's bring the I'm going to try and use this overlay translator as much as possible. Okay, so these are your overall like permanent missions. Sorry, I sort of went brain dead for a second. These are your permanent missions. These will be here for the entirety of the length of your account, and these are event related missions. Now I missed the Crush Crush event, so some of those are still actually in there, I think, but the current Halloween banner with the Roz and this I want this because I love this artwork. If you don't know, this is the Halloween Rem and Ram art memory. I wish it did more than just increase health, but the artwork alone is amazing. As you can see, there is a good amount of magical gems to gain from this in itself. But yeah, this is basically, like it says here, missions, daily, normal, and event. Any rewards you gain will be taken out of this, well, this kind of self-explanatory present that says box on it. But coming down, okay, this is the story section. This is the main story section. Not much combat happens within these stories. In fact, if I take you in here to chapter 1, you'll notice it's just a lot. It's just a lot, and this is basically primarily the progress is based on your dialogue choices. Now there are a lot of resources that you can use to get the translations to make sure and find out how to unlock certain paths and routes, and make sure you complete it all, because once you complete it all, you do get a substantial amount of magical gems. Now, on the other side of things is where there's a lot more information. Now, this is the original storyline, is these 3 boxes right here. They are strictly game related story. There's a lot more combat to be had in all of these. In fact, if you come in here now, each one is a battle, but has a subsiding or correlating piece of cinematic story to go along with it that gives you a decent amount of dialogue. Now, like I said, obviously it's going to be a little bit difficult to understand if you don't speak Japanese, and considering the overlay here only translates these what's currently on the screen. If you want to pause between every sentence to translate what they're saying, or try to translate what they're saying, by all means you can do that. I do believe there's probably resources somewhere for you to read what's being said, but I don't know of them as of yet. But anyway, so this is the game original story, and then down here we have these 3 little icons, and right here, let's just cover this quickly because it is what it is. This is the event, so whatever current boss event will be on, it will be right here. Coming over to here now, this is what basically the training area, and this right here, you'll have free daily, like this will reset daily. These 3 missions, very top, will give you 3 chances for specific drops. Now it's 3 chances because from what I've seen, the drop rewards are a lot higher than the regular ones. Now these are the non-time limited ones, and basically what that means is these ones at the top only give you 3 opportunities to do them each day, whereas these ones all down here basically are unlimited and cost stamina to do so. So we have experience material, awakening material, and right down here is skill leveling material. Now if you're new to the concept, new to the game even, this game does have a skill leveling system, and you can grind materials to level up each skill individually. That does in itself add a lot more grind to the game, but it's something that I'm pretty cool with, you know, given I've quit a couple of games recently and I have the time to do so. So coming over to this menu to the right of that, this is probably my favorite area, and it happens to be where you can farm all of the free units. We are missing some, like, but the event units that you can farm will be here eventually. I'm not sure if it rotates, like it was missing the welfare. It is missing the Subaru, the green Subaru that was in here before. It has changed, but anyway, these are the welfare units that you can farm up. Basically, you go in, you fight them, you get the shards. You can exchange the shards in the exchange area. 200 shards will get you the base copy of the unit, or you can use the shards themselves to limit break the character. I will say right now, the later difficulties of these require pretty decently structured and leveled teams. So if you want to get a welfare unit on the lower and easier difficulties, it's gonna take you a little bit of time to get that done. Coming over here to the left side, this one right here is technically PvP. Now obviously you can't see because I haven't turned on my cam for these videos yet, which I will be doing eventually. This is the PvP area. I will go over this in more detail in another video. It's just at the minute I don't feel I have enough information or knowledge to confidently pass on any information to you guys, so it will probably have to be a separate video entirely. Just know that when you unlock PvP, you do not have it straight away. You have to finish a certain amount of the story to unlock it. When you unlock it, it will become a daily mission. Now do not make the same mistake I did and assume that you can just do the daily on a loss. That's not going to happen. You can, however, just go into it and come to this far right tab here and just choose to fight one of these very weak preset teams that were not made by other players. Like I said, I don't know enough about PvP in general to give you any specific advice. In fact, I think my team's pretty sucky for PvP as is, based on what I already do know, but I will be coming back to that in other videos to give you some details. Okay, so we're working our way from top to bottom. Obviously you can probably make out, I will go over this bit real quick. So this is obviously your rank, this is your account name. Gold, this basically is the currency that's used for everything. Magical gems, that's the premium currency. This is your regular stamina for all missions. And this right here, this one is a separate stamina bar specifically used for this main story, which means yes, when you start out you'll get 10 or whatever, but it will quickly, as you can see, level 4, I'm rank 14 and I'm only able to do 3 a day. You only receive 3 a day per reset. Please make sure to use them, don't leave them sitting there. Now we've covered all of that. Right here, this is the notification board. It basically lets you know what's happening in the game, what's come to the game. I'm not going to go through each one individually, but you can pretty much work out from the images in the notifications when you click on them separately what's been happening. Okay, now all of this is on this first home screen button right here, this icon. Come over here, this allows you to see what units you currently have, and yes, this is what my account currently looks like. It's not fantastic, but I am putting time aside to put more effort into it, so I should be improving drastically in the next coming few days. Over here, this side is the memories. Now these, if you're an older viewer from my Damachi side of videos, then these are essentially assist units. The only drawback I will say is some of these assist units are directly related to the story, so within certain chapters of the story they're more useful and they give you certain passives, whereas outside of those chapters, those passives are not effective, which means they're kind of wasted. But luckily there's not many of those that you'll be carrying later on once you get past that. And then if you come down here to this middle one, these are all of the shards you have. Now you use these to basically upgrade the star level of your unit. Now let's go back into my adventurers and see if I actually have any to use now. Yeah, it'll be right here. So I can now upgrade my man to 2 stars. It does change the artwork somewhat, but it's more noticeable on the 3-star cards than it really is on the lower star cards. But that is basically everything on this menu right here. And if you come over to here to everyone's favorite side, these are where the banners are. This is the general banner. I don't know how long it's going to stay for. I haven't translated it. I believe it may actually be permanent in a way. And this is the current event banner. I already have this beautiful lolly right here. Sadly, I'm going to keep drawing, but I do not have the memory to go along with her just yet. This side here is reserved for when you have summoning tickets. If you ever have tickets, this side will have an exclamation mark on it to let you know that you can do summons here. That's pretty much everything on this side. I will actually explain real quick that if you come into the banners themselves, each one has a card currency. Now you earn 10 every time you do a multi. I assume you probably earn 1 every time you do a single. If you click here, it will take you to a specific exchange for those limited banners. Yeah, as you can see, I did 6 multis on the Reinhardt banner, and I did not get a single copy of this. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. And I've currently done 3 multis on the Beatrice banner. I'm probably going to keep going, like however many magical gems I can get. I'm just going to invest them all into this Beatrice banner. But yeah, this takes me on to the final tab, which is the exchange tab, which is this last little apple one at the bottom. Firstly, this one right here is obviously the premium shop. It's going to be the one they show you at the beginning. This is the monthly subscription. So £7.13 for me. That's pretty decent, I suppose. Like 280 gems plus 30 gems a day. I'm cool with that. Come over here. These are the individual purchases. And I'm not quite sure what this is yet. I will get back to you at a later date once I find out what that is. If you click this little button here, this is the one you really want. These are the individual exchange shops that you want to go to. Now, this one is for the current event that's going on right now. As you can see, I have 3,700, but I'm not going to spend any just yet. These are PvP medals. You earn these from obviously participating in PvP, winning, and earning a lot more rewards. These are the basic gems that you pretty much get for all of your missions and everything like that. So first time completions, not dailies, normal missions and things like that will provide you with these medals, which you exchange over here. These gold ones, I haven't learned what these do yet, but apparently I have 5. I'm not really sure where to get them either. Okay, this is back to the card exchange, which you get summoning, and then right down here, this is the shard exchange. So these are the welfare units. Like I said, if you farm up or have enough shards of these units, you can exchange them in for the base unit. Some of these unfortunately will be from events, which means you won't actually be able to trade them in unless the event comes back or you have another way to get those units from banners. That is essentially it. This last one down here is just trading I think it's buying memories or something. I actually haven't done this one. I should have looked into this before I did the video, but I probably won't spend much time here anyway, so I don't really think it's that important. The menus that you're probably going to stick to the most are the first 3 regardless. The exchange comes into it later once you've done a bit of grinding. Anyway guys, that is going to cover the user interface guide. I tried to make this a quick video, but it just wasn't going to happen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure to drop a like if it was, subscribe if you're not, social media links in the description, and as always guys, love you, and I'll catch you later.